Check 1, 2 on the mic. Check 1. We're back for week 10. Dana White's Contender Series, the final week of season 9. We had a couple sweeps over this season. Let's see what we can do on probably the trickiest week out of the 10 now. A lot of these odds are priced fairly close. Couple coin flips. A fight where both fighters could get a contract and are both deserving of a UFC contract. Crack one, pour one. Let's get straight to it. We're pulling up the Blue Jays game in the back. One of my favorite plays today, if I was to make a bet, would be the Blue Jays money line, Buffalo Bills money line. A dual sport parlay, double up with the Blue Jays, Buffalo Bills today. I'm going to take a bet live on that one. Hopefully get the best odds possible. All right, there's a free play for the day. Double up, dual sports. Fight Fiend does all sports. But we're going to talk about the final week of Dana White's Contender Series right here, right now. So like the video, subscribe if you have not yet. Join Discord, absolutely free. If you want the bets, I'm giving you the picks. Hit the link in bio below. Become a platinum forecaster. We're waiting for you to come get paid with the Fight Fiends and forecasters, and we're waiting for you in Discord. It's absolutely free. Smash that link. Let's get straight to it. All right, Mario Mingaj, 7-0 undefeated, has a one-dimensional game plan here. He's a grappler, likes to fight off of his back. His striking defense, takedown defense, not very good, and I don't think he's going to win this fight based off of that. Now, he's getting a guy here, Wes Schultz, second time on Dana White's Contender Series. He has a loss to Dylan Budka, who's in the UFC, and he lost by finish in round 2 to Abdul Mansour Malik there on the first time around on Dana White's Contender Series. Took him to round 2. Round 1, he survived, showed his toughness, a little bit of durability. Didn't manage to win the fight, got finished, but he has a lot of heart and determination. He's a grinder. He has the forward pressure, and I think it's going to win him this fight. Tapology has picked 80% towards Mario, the Italian. And the bookies completely disagree with that, and so do I. This is probably my most confident pick this week for week 10 to start it off. It was 6 fights. We're getting 6 fights this week instead of 5. A little treat here, and we're starting it off with what seems to be a treat for Wes Schultz, a one-dimensional fighter with one game plan to win here. On the feet, he's a little tall, 6'4", but the bigger they are, the easier they fall. I think Mario's falling in this fight against Wes Schultz. Maybe he gets submitted too. I'm taking Wes Schultz. We'll go back there. I'm taking Wes Schultz round 1 or 2. Probably fight under 1.5 rounds. Finish for Wes Schultz. Official call there. I'm looking at the knockout just because how one-dimensional Mario Mingaj is. So the next one is where both fighters could potentially be worthy of a contract in the UFC and are deserving to be in the UFC heavyweight division. It's Azamat and Jovan Leka. 10-2 is Leka, not Luka. Luka be balling. Maybe tonight Luka's balling. Leka, though, here from Serbia, fights with Darko Stokic, and they're dangerous. They have forward pressure, and they're somewhat durable. They can get finished time to time, that gym, but the main thing is the potent power and the game plan to keep it on the feet and go for the vicious KO. But the Marauder from Uzbekistan has the grappling game plan, wrestling to probably dominate this fight and do what he needs to do and do what he likes to do. Take the fight to the ground, dominate from there, get the control times, possible submission. With Jovan Leka having little submission upside in this fight, I think that's where Azamat can take advantage on the ground, find that submission. He has a couple submission wins in his back pocket already. His last fight was a north-south choke. He has multiple submissions in that back pocket. He's going to use one of them in this fight. He should be maybe a bigger favorite. Bookies believe in the underdog because of how vicious his knockout finishes can be and how young he is right now. His ceiling is somewhat high. He has potential to make it to the UFC at some point. I would say we will see him at some point. This fight is bound to be close. My official call is actually Azamat round 3 finish. I think he's going to have to take a little bit of time in this fight and work into it. Out of his last 5 fights, you see 2 of them ending in round 3. So a round 3 finish is certainly live, a step up in competition for both fighters here. I just think Azamat has more experience, obviously, with the 17-1-1 record, and he's training at a great gym in Uzbekistan that's trying to make a big name for themselves. So I think he's going to get it done here. Slight favorite. Let's be careful on this one. Manage the bankroll extremely wisely for the last week and every week on Tuesday night in front of Dana White. Thankfully, this is the last week, and then we're done with it. We're going to have more time freed up here to do UFC predictions and stuff like that. Sport predictions. I already gave you a free bet. We got the Blue Jays, Buffalo Bills today. So let's see if we can hit that dual sports bet, double up. And this one, I think we can possibly double up with the Michael Oliveira KO under 1.5. He's a healthy favorite in this fight, and rightfully so. He's training with Alex Poton Pieta, putting in those hard hours in the gym, even doing sparring sessions with Alex Pereira, and he's been hit a few times by Pereira. So I think his durability will hold up. His power will show. 7 out of 8 wins by KO. He should find another here off a decision win. Big spot in front of Dana White looking to sign that contract. He has to take the knockout power into Tuesday night and get it done here. Not another decision. Dana won't like that. Thankfully, the Brazilian is going to give him a fire fight. Bring the forward pressure. Has a lot of knockouts in his last couple fights. His last fight was a vicious knockout. Stone cold, put Buddy to sleep in that one. But looking at the other guys he beat, he did what he was supposed to do. The level of competition, not overly impressive. Same with Michael Oliveira. Not overly impressive with the level of competition, but he's getting the fighters out of there quicker. He's crushing the tomato cans a lot quicker, and I'm going to trust in that. Doing what he's supposed to do a lot goddamn quicker. Training with Poton Pieta as well. Putting in the hours in the gym. It's going to help him out a lot as a favorite in this fight, rightfully so. Let's keep moving on up the card here. 6 fights tonight, and this guy is 6-0 undefeated. One of the best young prospects in MMA from Australia. High IQ, defensively sound, and yes, rightfully a favorite in this fight. But Tuesday night in front of Dana White, anything can happen and will happen. He gets a very tough fighter out of Africa with not only potent knockout power, but a potential submission upside in this fight. He has a lot of submission wins. His recent loss was a submission to a fighter that would beat both of these fighters at Brave FC. That fighter was 22-7, so not a bad loss for Mulumba. I'm just gonna stutter pronouncing his name. Ananias Mulumba. Probably butchered his name, but he might butcher that undefeated record of Rahiki. Rahiki has to be very defensively sound in this fight. He does have the 4-inch reach advantage. It should help him, rightfully why he's the favorite. But with a low confidence pick, maybe medium confidence, I'll take a finish inside the distance under 1.5 for the African Ananias in this fight. 9-2, suffered defeat, but that fighter was very high level. He has the submission upside on the ground here. He's won a lot of fights by a submission. Level of competition, probably not as good as Australian. So I'm biting the tongue on this one and puckering the cheeks because he's one of the biggest underdogs this week, and rightfully so. Rahiki looks really good, undefeated. I'm just concerned that he might be a little green in his career, a little too soon, 23 years old. I'm fading the other 23-year-old this week, but I could definitely be wrong. I'm just giving you my pick, not my official bet on this one. My official bet on the fights, each and every fight would be the fight not to go the distance. I don't expect one fight to go the distance this week on Dana White's Contender Series Week 8 to finish her off. The next fight on the co-main event we're talking about is Juan Diaz, 14-1-1. Crack one, pour one if you have not yet. We got the Blue Jays game on. Let's go. Come on now. Juan Diaz has a lot of experience, and he's fighting a guy out of one championship that has a lot of experience in burners, tossing leather, and has a lot of finishes. He has the finishing upside in this fight by far, because you look at Juan Diaz, he's went the distance one too many times. His finishing upside is a little sketchy. Maybe he goes out here and wins a decision, all right? Being super defensively sound. But Dana's not going to like that. You're going to have to go for the finish here and find a counter shot on Won Kong here. The crazy South Korean is going to come forward with fast strikes and precision. He's not that wild and inaccurate. I've watched the tape. He has a lot of nice body shots and knockout wins. A highlight reel of wins here, and he is the favorite. I thought the bookies would have had him as underdog. They have him as a slight favorite because you look at Tapology once again, 77% on Juan Diaz. I don't agree with that whatsoever. I agree with the bookies, and I'm taking this fight once again inside the distance. I think the South Korean finds that finish under 1.5 rounds in one hell of a fight. This is going to be a burner. Tune in Tuesday night. This is going to be one hell of a fight. Either fighter is going to win inside the distance on probably each and every fight to finish off Dana White Contender Series Week 10. It's all on the line. Final week. And especially for Freddy Vidal. It's all on the line. You got to be victorious here now. And again, he's 4-0, very green in the career. His last win was very impressive. Round 3 finish by submission. He did that once before in the amateur scene. He could be able to do it again. Maybe he at least gets a submission win in this fight, because you know what? I think he has a submission upside in this fight versus Levi Rodrigues, undefeated, whose birthday is one day after this fight. He could suffer his first ever loss. Maybe Freddy Vidal suffers his first ever loss, because both these guys undefeated and both these guys fought very low-level competition. Not confident on either side. Another fairly low confidence pick when you look at the other 6 fights on the card here. But Vidal, got to give him a little, what do you call it? A little trust, a little faith, a little credit for sure. You know, he won against a fighter that I was locked in on, Felipe Franco, first time around this season, and Vidal got it done. And Dana did not give him the contract. This time he might get the contract. In the UFC, he might not do a whole lot. He probably won't be very good. But at least in this fight, Vidal should be victorious. This is another Brazilian fighter. Low experience, fought low-level competition. Going to go for the finish, maybe gas himself out. And Vidal has the submission upside once again. If he can submit Felipe Franco, who was training with Jailton Almeida, putting rounds in with him, the submission could once again be very live for Freddy Vidal as an underdog. That would be a prop I'm looking to bet this week. Dana White Contender Series Week 10 to finish it off. But Levi is respected by the bookies. But this time, the one time, I'm going to fade the bookies on Dana White Contender Series for this week. I'm agreeing with them on the other fights, fading the Tapology picks. Vidal has 70% of Tapology picks as well. So I'm not the only one taking this underdog. Maybe it's a public underdog. Maybe that's a reason to fade it, right? Low confidence pick either way. Another fight I see going inside the distance. Each and every fight, once again, is going inside the distance on week 10 to finish it off. Season 9 was one hell of a week. We had 2 or 3 sweeps, so that's very impressive. Week 10, if I sweep, I would seriously give out $200. Normally $100, normally $50. But I know a sweep this week is such a long shot. If it happens, I'm giving out 200 to a hashtag F3 in the comment section below. So thanks everybody for tuning in each and every week for Dana White's Contender Series. Let's see what we can do to finish it off. It's going to be one hell of a night, a burner fight, 2 fighters ready for the UFC. I mean, let's be careful of all weeks with that bankroll. A lot of coin flips this week as well. So best spot would be to attack those fights inside the distance. Full card parlay, all 6 fights inside the distance. Parlay them up. Let's see what those are. Let's see what those odds are. And I'm betting that for sure. So if you want to see the rest of the bets, hit the link in bio below. Become a platinum forecaster, Zodiac forecaster. Can't wait to see us. Also, if you want a free option, Discord, it's there. Hit the links in bio below, in the description, on the link tree. You know where to go. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's go, Jays. Let's go, Buffalo. Dual sports parlay. Buffalo Bills, Toronto Blue Jays. Tonight, Monday night. It's happening.